First of all, I'd like to say a few words about me. My name is Sergei Shaikin. I'm software tester. I work at in Libertex group company. My company is engaged in financial services, specializing on online trading and investment. Actually, I'm working in the backend team. We are responsible for all business processes of our trading platform. First, let's remember what a backend is. The backend is a database that stores all the information. Also, the information is modified, processed, and written back to the database. It's also handled by various services that correspond to the business logic of our product. Thus, some kind of communication language is needed to ensure communication between the front end and back end, the database and services. Look at that. A lot of different databases, such as centralized databases, cloud bases. In our project, we use just relation databases like Postgre, SQL. Maybe you use another databases. They need all be tested as well. Actually, how to test backend? We need to test API. We need to use API testing. Use different testing tool for Drive API. Write your own code to test the API. Of course, we need to use server performance, security testing, and don't forget about integration testing. And I love to test my services when I read a log of services, which I can use RDP or SSH connection, different monitoring tools like Kibana, Grafana. We don't use Splunk, but we are using Zabbix. And today I'd like to compare API testing tools like Postman. I think you all know this great tool, and a new tool like a Hoppscotch. It's a very new tool, but very interesting. You all know the Postman. It's a great tool, and we all using this tool and every day, and you know almost all features of this tool, like create different collection or such, or different environments, and share with your colleague all your collection or environments. And it's a lot of possibility to run a human in the CLI. And a very interesting tool. We don't want to discuss the Postman, but of course, Postman has different pros and cons. What about pros? Start quickly and scale. Most popular tool for all testers, you know, because if you want hire to another tester, 100% he will know this tool, and this hiring proceed very quickly. Another useful feature, if you are trying to speed up your application, support gRPC method. It's a very interesting, it's a new feature, and I like that the Postman now has a support of this feature, and very interesting testing. And of course, teamwork. But some cons, of course, has a Postman. Some features are available only on the paid version, and not every managers will consider the paid version, and not every company will pay a lot of money of these paid features. But today we will talk about Hoppscotch. Look at this very interesting interface. I guess it's very similar to the Postman, because a lot of tabs, and you can see REST, graph, QL, you can see different collection and environments. And as a Postman, as a copy of Postman. And of course, Hoppscotch has some pros and cons. What about pros? Dedicated graphic user interface for WebSocket, allow to send messages, and dedicated graph user interface for GraphQL APIs, allow to explore GraphQL schemas and send requests easily. Of course, we have team working feature. But what about cons? It is still early day for Hoppscotch because not a lot of documentation. Another minus is only web. You can say we have possibility to download and install desktop application. But I think it's not completely desktop application because I didn't see on my MacBook in the application, I didn't see a Hoppscotch application, and I'm trying to find what happens, but it's a question. And what another localhost? If you run your service on the local machine, maybe some developers do that, and I didn't find a possibility to try to resolve how can I test my application on the local host from our, for example, in the Docker container. I didn't find. Maybe you know, and you can say, and I will really appreciate about it. Another minus in not possibility to generate code, like on a Postman. It's not a minus, but I'd like to have it sometime. I don't have a Vue API in the one tab. I will show in the demo right after this slide. And gRPC, right now we don't have possibility to test a gRPC method, but I hope Hoppscotch team will improve it and develop such possibility for us. Okay, I'd like to show Hoppscotch pros and cons in the real demo. As you can see, I have a web application in the Chrome browser, And now you can see that we possible to invite a lot of members to your team, and you can share your collection or environment to every team. And because Hopscotch is an open source project, you will not pay anything. I hope, because in the Postman you will not pay anything for 3 person at the same time. But if you have a lot of team members in your squad, you will pay to the Postman some money. And now you can send to the email. This email should be connect to the account of Hopscotch, and you can choose 3 different roles: viewer, editor, or owner. I prefer the owner because all team members have equal rights, and they can edit and maybe invite another teams from another team members from our teams by whatever. Yeah, this is a very useful feature that I'd like to in Hopscotch. But what about minus? The main that I don't have possibility to send to local host that I run on my local machine, and I'm very sad about it, because sometimes I'm running services on my local host, and I'd like to test as well. And if you go to the Postman, you have such possibility. I just run my Docker container service, and if you can see, I have such possibility to run on localhost. And if I go to the Hopscotch, there is this info, and I send a request. Could not send request. Maybe you know how to decide this problem, but I didn't find the right solution right now. Maybe I will write to the Hopscotch developers and asking them, and maybe the next time I will I will discuss with us about this feature. It's not really a real problem, but I'd like to have it in the Hopscotch. And I didn't find a possibility to have a lot of tabs in my application. Like in the Postman, I can open another API request, and we can see that I have possibility to switch from one tab to another tab. I'd like to have in the Hopscotch. Of course, I can open as a duplicate tab, and open in this tab another request. Go to my team collection and select another tab. send the request, when I can return to previous tab and send the request again. It's a decision. It's a decision. Yeah, you can see. But what else? What I didn't like in the Hopscotch? As I can say, we didn't have possibility to generate code as a Postman, where we can see we can generate curl or maybe HTTP, Java, and other languages. We don't have such possibility in the Hopscotch right now, but I hope that they are open source project we can use instead of Postman, and we didn't afraid that the Postman will totally paid as as a Java as a declared as a Java will paid and all company will pay money to the develop on the Java language, and they are try to switch to the Kotlin. And I hope Hopscotch is another competitor to the Postman. I think that's it. Main feature for the Postman, and I like this application. But the conclusion of my presentation. If you hear about open source project, try to think about who will pay for them, because we all work on the salary, and we try to earn some money, and I think the two-way to do your work, it's earn money, and another way to afraid to lose your money, I mean your salary. And it's totally free, most reasonable, but this product will not such good as paid competitors. It's a discussable point, and I prefer the paid version from the box, but some developers or testers prefer open source project, and we are so happy to use open source project. And I think that's it. And if you have some question, I'd like to be happy to have you in my connection of LinkedIn and my email. And if you have some experience with Hopscotch, I also be happy to know about your experience. Maybe you know more than I. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergei. Thank you for the comparison. I'd like to ask, first of all, in which situation will you suggest to go for Hopscotch instead of Postman? Because from your...
I think it's a one way. Thank you, Anton, for the question. I think it's a one way. If you have in your team more than 3 testers, or maybe some developers use your API collection and environment, it's reasonable to use a Hopscotch. It's a very reasonable because you have possibility to add a lot of team members, and you can share with them without paying any money to...
Does Hopscotch have any limitation on number of collaborators?
Actually, I didn't find right now, and I hope it's no, because in my experience, I use Hopscotch maybe 4 or 5 months. I started maybe 6 months ago, and I use all the time. And this feature of team members share your collection to team members didn't work. But now developers of Hopscotch is improve this feature, and now it works. It works fine, and I didn't find any limitation, and I hope it will not in the future.
Okay, got it. You mentioned that there is some limitation on using Hopscotch for local host testing. I just
Yeah.
did some research quickly, and as far as I understood, developer suggests to install some Chrome extension as a workaround. Did you try it?
No, I didn't try. What does it mean? Chrome extension?
Chrome extension, Chrome for the browser.
Chrome.
Yeah.
A Chrome extension.
I published the link in the chat. You can check it out.
Yeah, they have possibility to download desktop application, but I find out that the desktop application.
Sorry, you're interrupting. 1, 2, 3. Are you still there?
I invite another team, and when another team member apply my link that I sent to email, he's find out that it didn't work, and I think desktop application it's a little bit raw, and maybe they will improve in the future, I hope. But I didn't use a Chrome. I will try after our discussion.
Okay, thank you very much for coming. Thank you for the talk.
Thank you, Anton. Thank you, guys.
I think we can wrap up, and I will send all the recordings and details soon. Have a great week ahead and great evening. Thank you for coming.
Yeah.